Hello everyone, my name is Kiran Chanda. Welcome to the course. Agenda of this course is different ways an agent can call the existing REST APIs, compare with evidence and not hype. Let's try to understand the problem statement. For the last 2 decades, companies involved invested heavily in APIs, REST, OpenAPI specs, authentications, gateways, API gateways, rate limits, SDKs, observability, developer portals, right? So we build a lot of tools around it, and it is matured now. Right? The goal is reliable, governed, and machine-to-machine integration. Yeah, that worked when developers wrote the integration code. Developer understand the requirement, and developers knows what exactly they want. And there are a lot of discussions to happen, and then based on the discussions, they know which API spec I should contract I should use, which endpoint, what would be input parameters, and what response I can expect, and what kind of authentication we have it. If there's a base and our bearer token or different authentication mechanism, sending a request and interpret the response. Now that was working very well. Now we want AI agents to use the same APIs. The API contract has not changed. The business systems have not changed. But now language model sits in the middle. Humans will interact in a natural language, and then that natural language and a large language model translating that into to it will understand the intent, and then it will call in respect to APIs. This is powerful and the same risky, right? API, a large language should understand the intent correctly, and no, I should not guess, right? So human language is like very flexible, and sometimes it's ambiguous. Each person express their intent in different ways, right? LLM should not maybe guessing it, but our APIs are contractor static, right? What it expects some endpoint, it expects the input parameters, and it will it should know some what authentication using and all. But what this course is right is about is already have REST APIs. How do we integrate with those REST APIs in different ways, right? And what are the pros and cons with each approach? But it's not agent, how AI agent is interact with your web application, all right, text to SQL, right? It is it doesn't do that. It's only interacting with how agents will interact with the API. What we cover, I will cover the 5 ways: function calling and MCP. You must be knowing this MCP by now, and now we'll discuss pros and cons with this approach. And OpenAPI, we all developers know about OpenAPI specs. And MRapid macro rapid CLI is a CLI which basically converts API spec into meaningful endpoints and collections. And dynamic code, and as and when user ask something in a human language, then natural language model will write the code and then call the APIs. Whatever integration code we used to write it, now model itself write the code and then invoke the APIs using HTTP libraries and all. So last one is orchestration. Route the request to the it is basically leader and sub agents. Just assume that okay, even each agent is specialized in something, and it delegate the request to separate agent so that it knows which API to call and all, right? So these are the 5 ways we are going to discuss. What you'll walk away with, right? So end of this course, you understand how agents will interact with APIs, REST APIs, and different ways to interact with APIs and what are the pros and cons with each approach, right? And you also understand like how many tokens being used in each one, right? And then different tools. Part of this course, I use different tools, and you know about those tools as well. Yeah. One sentence to remember here is API is ready, run the business. We already have APIs which are working fine with in our enterprises. Now, how No, the real skill now is teaching AI to use them safely, accurately, and measurably without reinventing what already works. Yeah. In next lesson, we are going to cover what was working, how working with the APIs. Uh, yeah. See you next lesson.